Hello everyone, in this video we will see about chain surveying. Chain surveying is the surveying only linear measurements are done, there are no angular measurements. So it is done either using a chain or using a tape. Only these two instruments are used and only distances are measured. And in chain surveying a framework of triangles is drawn. Whenever you want to establish chain surveying, you draw different triangles and try to establish the framework to establish different points in chain surveying. It is always recommended to go for a well proportioned triangle. So what is a well proportioned triangle? Triangle I am writing like this. So what is a well proportioned triangle? A well proportioned triangle is the one in which the angles are greater than 30 degree and less than 120 degree. It is recommended to go for such triangles only where the angles are greater than 30 degree and less than 120 degree. Now let us see why. First of all, suppose you have a triangle ABC where this is 90 degrees. Suppose you have measured AC wrongly and you have measured it at a position C dash. So this is the error E because you have marked the point C dash wrongly, that is AC you have measured wrongly, and this error depends on angle ACB. If the same was, let us say it is a equilateral triangle of 60 degrees each. If the same AC was marked wrongly, then you have so here if you see the error is greater. If you see, let us denote this by E dash will be 1.15 times of E. If the same angle C was like 30 degree, let us say less than 30 degrees, then the error will be even more higher in around 2E. So it is always recommended to go for a well proportioned triangle. If you look for a single angle, 90 degree is best for minimum transfer of errors. But if you look as a triangle for a whole, if every angle is 60 degree, then as a triangle for minimum transfer of errors, it is better to go for a equilateral triangle where each angle is 60 degree. Now let us see what are the different types of chain and tapes which are used. So we have 4 different types of chain used. The one which is usually used is a metric chain, which is usually 30 meter, and you have 150 links in it, like this, small links, and total length is 30 meters. Similarly, Gunter's chain is 66 feet long with 100 links. Engineer's chain is 100 feet long with 100 links, and revenue chain is 33 feet long. The different types of tape used are cloth tape, steel tape, and invar tape. Invar tape is usually used. It is an alloy of nickel and steel. It has a very high degree of precision because whenever it is in high temperature, the tape tries to expand. So in invar tape, because it has less coefficient of thermal expansion, the expansion is less, so accuracy is very high. So it is always recommended to go for invar tape because it has less coefficient of thermal expansion. What are the errors that could occur? Error can occur due to incorrect chain. If suppose true length of the chain is L and when you use incorrect distance, let us say the difference is delta L, then we denote error as delta L by L. Let us see an example with it, then it will become more clear. Suppose an area was measured which was 4000 meter square with a chain of 20-meter length. Later the engineer who measured the area to be 4000 meters square with a 20-meter length chain found out that the chain was 0.1 meter short. What is the actual area? So this we have to find out. They have told that 20-meter chain is 0.1 meter short, which means the actual length of the chain is 19.9 meter only. They have measured area, which means they have measured two distances. I denote this as y and I denote this as h. So h into y gives you the area. With a 20-meter chain length, this length would have been 20 into y dash. To get y, it will be 20 into y dash, and similarly to get h, it will be 20 into h dash. So 20 y dash into 20 h dash, you got it as 4000 meter square, but actual length is 19.9 meter only. So 19.9 y dash into 19.9 h dash is what? So here you have 19.9 into 19.9 divided by 20 into 20 into 4000. If you solve this, you will get 3960.1 meter. So this is the actual area. Because the chain is short, the area will also be lesser. Suppose when you have an uneven ground like this, how to measure the length? So for this there are two methods possible. One is direct method, another is indirect method. So in direct method is also called stepping method. What you do is you measure it in small amounts. If this is AB, you mark points A1, A2, A3 like that, and you measure this distance by dropping a plumb bob or something here. So you get these distances and sum it up. So you get the total length of horizontal length of AB. In indirect method, you use the angles. You measure the sloping distance. Let us say the sloping distance you measure it as L, and you know the angle which will make it the horizontal. So this is L cos theta. You try to measure the angle as well as the length. That is indirect method. We also have a term called hypotenusal allowance. If this is L, this is also L, and you have a portion left. So this is called hypotenusal allowance. If the slope is 1:n, hypotenusal allowance is approximately 50 by n square. Now let us see another term. You might have heard of ranging rod. Ranging rod is nothing but a long rod which will assist in chain surveying. It has different red and white bands. Usually it is 20 centimeter between the bands. For each color it is 20 centimeters. So you have two types of ranging, direct and indirect ranging. Suppose you have 2 points A, B. Here you ask a person to stand with a rod. If suppose this is visible from A, B is visible, and then you lay out the chain and find out the distance. This is direct ranging. Suppose if you have an obstacle here because of which you are not able to see B, then you use indirect ranging. What you do is you set 2 points here. I mean you ask the assistance of two more partners, B1, and let any random points you can choose, A1 and B1. So you ask him to move towards the line, this person. Then he goes up to some point here. From here you sight both the rods which are in line with each other. Then you ask person B to move. he moves with the ranging rod so that it is in line with this, and finally you end up with points. Let us say this is M and this is N here. Then you can fix pegs here as usual and find out the distance. So this is used in, this is called indirect ranging, whenever the points are not visible. Thank you guys for watching the video. To continue to watch more videos, please subscribe to our channel.